No doubt they're from another mother, no other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but I keep it cool with you all. Let's tune right into this breaking news that's hitting the newsways and the airways. And a lot of people say, hey, Law, what this got to do with the Cowboys? Well, this is classic behavior of the Cowboys, basically. We get a guy that we have on our radar, and we will say to ourselves, yes, this guy can foreseeably help this team out. And all of a sudden, there'll be a little news here that the Cowboys would love to pick him up. And there will be also other former or current Cowboy players reaching out to him. And on top of that, we hear news like this. Another team come in and scoop him up. Another team come in and get him, and all of the crazy news that we heard about the ramifications of the Cowboys picking up said player, he goes to a whole nother team that's not even on the radar. And all I can think of is what I tweeted out earlier. Is I said, Cowboys, y'all got to get to it, man. Y'all absolutely got to get out of your feelings with this Randy Gregory stuff and get back into it. But when the Cowboys lose, boy, especially the front office, when they lose, they make sure everybody feel it. They make sure like, hey, the player did them wrong. The player fault. It's the agent fault. It's everybody's fault but the Cowboys' fault. When you're supposed to look at the deal and say, all right, cool, we lost up out of this one. You know what? I'm going to keep it moving. Shout out to you, Joe. Appreciate you. Italy Joe, appreciate you. Army Mom, appreciate you. Miller went for the bag. Shocking. That's just how it is. And they tried to be cute, and we're living off of the stars that was on the helmet in the 90s. We are living off the stars of the helmet from the players in the 90s. I'm to the point that I believe what Bryan Broaddus said, that other GMs and other teams, as relates to ownerships, really think that this front office is inept. They don't have the capability nor the mental process to think clearly. And people can literally see how all of this stuff goes through its day-to-day operation. Now, on the market, early this morning, Chandler Jones, Zadarius Smith, Von Miller. And it was a bidding war fight, between the two. And all I could think of, Cowboy Nation, is when we look into this thing and we say to ourselves, all right, cool, I get it, right? We get it. Cowboys don't want to spend the money. But when I look at the honey, I'm sitting here saying, all right, cool. What's in the details, Law? Well, the Cowboys had $26 million, right? And we pointed this out earlier before. We said, hey, this money right here is usable. And the Bills, they had $8.3 million. I don't know about you guys, but $26 million, you should be able to work something out. And I'm not saying that, hey, you got to go get Von Miller. But what I'm saying is, you can't just be sitting on the $26 million because you in your feelings about Randy Gregory. No, you got to look into this thing and say, hey, it's time for us to execute this plan. It's time for us to make sure that anybody down here, if it's a negotiation part, we're going to out-defeat them, because we need to get the best player available so that we can fill in before we get into the draft. Now, granted, one thing that I can tell you, beautiful people, that although the Dallas Cowboys, in looking into this situation, holding that big L because we can't get nobody, one thing I can tell you guys right now, that we do strike well in the draft. But if you depending on building your team only through the draft, it makes it even harder. It flat out do. It flat out do, Cowboy Nation. Now, with that being said, I got to bring this up right quick of what Von Miller had to say. You know, let's show that right quick so that people can. And I thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's jumping in. You know, you know. All right, let's see what we have here. Give me 1 second here, and we're gonna pull up what Von Miller had to say. Here we go. Here we go. Here you go. That dude crazy.
It's been crazy, man. Crazy 4 hours. Going back and forth, man. A lot of things that I love in LA. But I just wanted to let you know I'm coming to Buffalo. Bills Mafia. What's good? Is 40 open?
Yeah, that's good old Von Miller there. All right, so that is the situation. So we stayed looking like fools. And on top of that, this is what Bryan Broaddus had to say about most of this stuff. And shout out to him. That's the reason why it's the real reason why he's no longer, you know, working for the Cowboys at the Star, what have you. And every now and then they call him out. But here's what Bryan Broaddus had to say. And shout out to my guy Defy. Always got great content. Check him out on the Instagram. I'm trying to get him over here on the YouTube and Facebook world, but it is what it is. He says Bryan Broaddus, who works for 105.3 The Fan, has friends around the league who believe the Cowboys front office is, let's pull this up, baby, Inept. Do you guys need anything else to know about this front office? Do you guys need to hear anything else about this front office? Is not that, you know? Oh, do you guys want to know whether or not this front office can fight themselves out of a situation when they're down? Now, granted, here's what I got to say. Because if anybody agree, just put agree in the chat if they agreeing with Bryan Broaddus' friends, you know. And we know it. We know what Bryan Broaddus really want to say. He agree, you know. But this is what I really want to know. Who disagree? Because this is the thing. They give us false hopes. They give us false promises. And we have to sit back there and say to ourselves, man, we got to live through this. And the craziest thing of it all, we got talent. We do. We got talent. We got talent, baby. I see this team, believe it or not, still a 10-plus win team. I do. Shout out to my guy, Burgess, man. Yeah, he agree. You know, Wendy agree. Thomas Jennings agree. Every year, Black Jesus agree. You know, Black Jesus, you got a weird photo there. I had to hurry him click off of it. But appreciate you. He agree, or she or he, you know, agree what's happening to Wagner. Now, my guy, Big Game James, will say that this right here, they're gonna do a hush signing. Now, when we talk about the money, and it's funny, we know we talk about this money, and we say to ourselves, all right, cool. The Cowboys do have enough money. The Cowboys do have enough resources. Let me pull it up again. Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate you guys for jumping in. Let's pull up this salary cap thing. And we all know that this team got enough money because we can see it right here. 26 million. Is that on your screen right there? You can see it. The last edge rusher that's available is Jadeveon Clowney. We will draft well. But the thing is, these drafted players can only take you so far. And there's always a window. Parsons last year was one of the best picks we can have. But he could only take us so far. We had to battle with the inefficiencies on so many levels. But Parsons, yeah, Shout out to him. Shining armor. But the problem is you can lie for so long, right? The front office can lie for so long. And this is the thing. The people, Chandler Jones, he gone. Yeah. People from the outside looking right at this and saying, all right, cool. We see how Dallas move, but Dallas don't see how they move. We know, look, I'm not even going to pull this up, but pretty much Randy Gregory, I'm just speaking of what pretty much he kind of agreed to from Patrick No C Walker, said basically these deals could get done quickly and smoothly if it wasn't for Stephen Jones. You see, we understand Jerry. Jerry is a maverick at heart. Jerry is a guy, a willer and a diller, a thriller, all of those things. But when we had a caller to call in, shout out to my guy, Boss Cowboy, but we had a caller to call into the show. I was live for like 5,000 hours. I was live. And the guy name was Rick. He called in and he said literally, Stephen Jones got daddy issues. Flat out got daddy issues. You know for sure Jerry is a maverick. You see, every penny that was earned, Jerry probably squeezed it out himself and got it out of the mud. The sun is on the coattails of Jerry. He want to make sure that, Jerry, you made the mistake. You didn't name me Jerry Jr. You had to name me John Stephen Jones, and I have to earn every inch of the ground that's walked on out here to prove to you I got something out of this stuff too. And he tried to outshine the father in every situation. And that is how I view it. I could be 1,000,000% wrong. It could just be Jerry. But we know that Jerry don't pull no punches. And this conservative flow, it's good to be conservative on certain things. But my goodness. My goodness. So this is the thing. We understand the Jimmy Johnson fiasco. The first ever coach to win 2 Super Bowls to get fired, basically, or to rub somebody the wrong way, because some would tell it, nah, it surely wasn't Jerry's fault. It was Jimmy for running and bumping his mouth. But we can all see with our natural eyes of how the truth come knocking at the door, whether it be 2 years later, 10 years later, 12 years later. Coach Marv, I want Clowney. Pull up his stats last year. Stephen is the mold. It is what it is. I appreciate you, Coach. Yeah, I appreciate you, Coach. Trade for Brady. Brady ain't going here, And Jake, appreciate you, the great. Appreciate you, man. Alex E says Clowney stats don't do him justice. He was always in the backfield. He's not awful. Yeah. I had to read that one slowly. Miles Jack's gone, baby. $16 million for a 2-year contract for the Steelers. And we'll see how the Steelers. One thing I would tell you about the Steelers defense is going to be pretty good. Brian Flores is going to have a whole different mentality over there in Steelers land. Y'all just sit back and wait. Go get Julio, Torrey. Yeah. We can go get Julio. And that would help. But the news factor is this. Who are we really going to sign to help out this edge situation? Who's really going to help out that, Cowboy Nation? Because if we look into this thing And I've been I've been watching these edge rushers fall like and drop like flies. I've been watching them boys fall out of the sky. And we're gonna be left with, okay, DA was good, but ain't nobody knocking at the door for DA, you know. And when we signed Noah Brown, wasn't nobody look, we could have kept that million to after the draft. Nobody was beating down the door for Noah Brown. Shout out to Noah Brown, by the way. But ain't nobody beating down the door for him, and that's all signing. We will never be great until we have a new ownership or a puppet coach. We do have the puppet coaching, right? Appreciate you for the donation, though, Frank. Appreciate you. Let's pull this one up right quick. Let's pull this one up. And, you know, they're going to run me out of town in Dallas. I fool around. Look, I can't even get a freeze cup or a lollipop down there in Frisco, you know, or Arlington. They see my face, my beard. I got a recognizable face. Jones family going to try to throw everything at me, you know. You know, they're going to be like, man, there you go right there. Throw something at this brother. You know, he's spitting too much. All right, they probably call one of their mafia boys to come get me, right? Jadeveon Clowney, of course, 24. We pulled this up before. Like, we don't pay no attention. Look, I'm going to want you guys to pay no attention to all of this stuff. Pay zero attention to this. You know, we don't really care about PFF ratings like that, okay? But we're going to look at this right. Well, you can't really see it, huh? Let me see if I can get rid of this right quick. Hold on. Here we go. We're going to pay attention to pressures, 53 pressures. It says 11 sacks. Now, somebody was telling me that the kid only had 9 sacks. So I'm going to have to go back and pull up the tape to all 22. But my motto is this right here. Why do that if he fool around and go to the Bengals or the Jets? You know, it'll be just like this news that we hear right now that news out of New Jersey. That's where Buffalo Bills located at, right? Oh, it's Buffalo, New York, right? But news out of that area. Jeez, I don't even know where Buffalo Bills is located at. News out of that area, they picked up Von Miller for the Buffalo Bills. It'll be the same with Jadeveon Clowney. As soon as I start breaking down Jadeveon Clowney tape and looking at all what he brings to the table, it will be just like that. You know, the Saints organization is now picking up Jadeveon Clowney, or it could be the Rams. You know, that's just how that goes too. But I think that this guy right here, even if you bring him in for a cup of coffee, I'm quite sure that his pressures and his hurries and his hits will be more than what we can see and contextualize out of DA, Dorrance Armstrong. You know, let me know if I'm wrong. Buffalo, New York, right? Lamont, appreciate you. Oh, no, that's not Lamont. Appreciate you, Logan, the great. You got a lot of greats in here. If we don't at least sign J-Rod Curse to a deal and potentially Wagner or Clowney, I give up on our front office / ownership 100. Don't give up. Don't give up on this team, though. We can give up on the ownership and just hope to, you know what, that somehow, you know, the saying of what Troy Aikman said, we got to win in spite of. We got to win in spite of the coaches. You know what Troy Aikman was really saying? Back in the last time we won the Super Bowl. But he was calculated. Troy Aikman was accurate, just like him throwing the ball. Troy Aikman was really saying, and I want you guys to really listen in. Troy Aikman was actually saying, we have to win in spite of owners. Right before the first argument publicly, of Jimmy Johnson with our own owner, Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones had a presser and he invited a lot of people in. This is from Dave Wanstad. He was on the volume with Colin Cowherd, right? They was going over the coaching philosophy and everything. Check it out. It's a very good episode. It's about 10 to 15 minutes long. And in practice, we're talking about practice. Troy threw, I believe, 3 interceptions. And Jimmy was ready to scald him and said, hey, if you continue to practice poorly like this or what have you, we're going to bench you for the next game. And at the presser, Jerry Jones was speaking highly of Troy. And he said he was speaking inverse. He was saying that anything Troy do, he will be the starter, book it, because he is the light and shining armor for this team, blah, 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 blah. And Jimmy got angry and upset at Jerry for trying to speak to the media and push out the reverse narrative of what he was trying to do. So the problem is with this organization started that day, basically. What Dave Wanstad said, you know, when the Jones family first bought the team, for the first 5 years, this is his words, not mine. I'm paraphrasing. That the first 5 years, Jerry was doing marketing. He was trying to sell things for the Dallas Cowboys, sell the goodness and the graces and all of the beautiful things for the Cowboys. And we were out there trying to grind. 89 was a bad season for us. 90 was kind of like, what is going on? But things started to formulate good. And what's happening now, to this day, the same problems, the flaws, because we are a media-led team. And it is driven that way. And people don't want to tell the Jones family the truth because they want to get invited to that party that they throw in Malibu or wherever they at in California every year. That media party that Jerry stuffed the envelopes for most of the guys to write certain things. They want to go to that party. But good old Law Nation says, I ain't going to say a cuss word, but blank them parties. I don't give a dog about no party. I don't give a dog about being on a yacht. If I make enough money, I can go to another yacht somewhere else. I don't have to be invited to Jerry Wayne Jones' yacht, nor anywhere in Texas. I'm a self-made man. I don't have to be involved in none of their planets, so I can speak freely. I don't have to get spoon-fed any intel or information. I speak freely. Ain't that right, Sean? What you got over here? I'm starting to believe that players don't want to come for the Dallas Cowboys anymore. Come to the Cowboys anymore. That Super Bowl shine finally gone. Shaking my head. It is. It's gone, baby. It's gone.
Want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
You're right. You're right. That's the. Breaking news: the Cowboys shine for your mind is gone. Oh my God, he's gone. Yeah, he signed to the Steelers, fam. But I appreciate you, Sean. Thank you for the information. Let's see what we have here. The only way to hit the Jones. Oh man, look. You can boycott all you want. Look. First and foremost, Voodoo Black, I appreciate you, man. Look, that photo look really. That photo, man. That photo. But let me tell y'all the truth. Because, see, a lot of people don't know about the Jones family around here and the gas organization that he owns in Texas. But a couple of years back, we had a freeze to come through. And everybody, lights, water, everything was just shut to down. It wasn't even working. But there was a certain company that's operated and ran by a certain family. Said, you know what? At this point, let's raise the rates. You know, rates went up about 15 to maybe, no, I'm kidding. It's about 3 to 6% spike on the rates. They hauled off with over $3 to $4 billion just in that time span. That's not even talking about football, baby. That's the natural gas company that he owns around here in Texas. So not trying to count the man's money. But while we are crying and waddling around in our misery, don't you guys know that since 1996, now, we ain't going to talk about outside kids and none of that stuff. That's not my place. That's none of my business, right? But we're going to talk about this. This team, this organization done bought a $3.5 billion football stadium. Also done went and spent a $2.7 billion workout facility in Frisco. 15 to 20 years ago, you can drive through Frisco, blink, and you said, man, I'm in the next town. You know, you could have went straight through Plano and wouldn't even, like, dog, I'm already in Allen, you know. But since the Jones power got power, baby, the Jones family got power. They built all of these wonderful things. Oh, excuse me, in that time frame, old boy got a gold jacket. Oh, let me tell you some more. Got a helicopter to land and a helipad to watch. Then signed a 10-year contract with an Oxnard facility where they got to pay him to come out there to work people out to have a training camp. They pay him to have training camp in Oxnard, right? So you mean to tell me that if you refuse to buy Cowboys apparel, merchandise, that's going to hurt him? No, because I give you a little bit more spices to this situation and scenario. He got property, land, real estate in LA. Oh, who just won the Super Bowl? Oh, the LA. I can't make this stuff up. And they were spiking the rent there. People who actually had to purchase stuff in Inglewood can't afford to go live in their own houses because of property taxes. And y'all think that not going to the game and boycotting the game is going to take money out of his pocket? He just made money in Vegas because the team that built the stadium in Vegas is the same company that built AT&T Stadium, the same company that built Mercedes-Benz Mercedes-Benz Stadium too in Georgia. The same stadium that's built in SoFi is all done by the same corporation that pretty much I get money regardless. Who was in on the deal to move the St. Louis Rams to LA? Come on, baby. Oh man, making heads over fists, baby. He making money regardless. And the TV deals are already guaranteed. So let's stop talking about the money. So there's nothing we can do. Just sit back and watch the ride and say, man, boy, they brilliant. And shout out to them for those beautiful stadiums, by the way. It's beautiful. It won't do nothing. It's like me spitting in the wind and hoping the wind can take it and hit somebody's face and say, man, it's finna be a thunderstorm. You know, it's not going to happen. And then the craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation, we loved, look, I was a fan of the Cowboys before Jerry Jones bought the team, for real. On top of that, here's the craziest thing of it all. I appreciate the 3 wings that we got, but here's the truth right here. Here's the truth right here, Cowboy Nation. There are still more haters and more casual fans than the true people that's watching right now. The casual fan don't even know who wears 88. They just know that that's a good football player. The casual fan don't know who is the center. They might know, they know Dak Prescott. Oh, Dak Prescott, he's the quarterback, right? So they're going to turn on the TV and watch it regardless. They blindly going to root for this team regardless. They're not into the details like we are right now. Shout out to you for the donation, man. We need to sign JC Trader to the save face. You know, who's that? Shout out to you, dirty old man, 66 though. Appreciate you, man. We should have kept Robert Quinn. I feel you though. But it is what it is. I gave you guys 30 minutes of this breaking news. Shout out to Von Miller for landing on his feet to the Bills Mafia. He's talking about Bills Mafia. If you're just not tuning in to that, let me share this thing one more time to you guys so you guys can see him parading around talking about that.
It's been crazy, man. Crazy 4 hours. Going back and forth, man. A lot of things that I love in LA. But I just wanted to let you know I'm coming to Buffalo. Bills Mafia. What's good? Is 40 open?
Yeah. So that's what he was talking about right there. Cowboy Nation, it is what it is. The only optimism that we can look at this point, we got $26 million. Free agent cornerback Patrick Peterson just went on NFL Network. He want to re-sign with the Vikings. Come on. Look, I got to talk about this one right quick. Let me talk about this one before. This shows if teams want you, they will do whatever. Yeah, they'll do whatever. They gave that man, what, a 6-year deal? That's crazy. Let me pull this one up. Right quick. And he's a very smart man because he see movement. He see traction. And I'm quite sure his agent said, man, say this about this team. I'm quite sure he said that. Let me see this. Bear with me. Appreciate you, Jay Versi. Appreciate you. Let me pull this up right quick. Bam. I'm quite sure that that's the situation here. That is the situation. And we gullible enough to fall to it, right? Free agent cornerback Patrick Peterson just went on NFL Network, and he reiterated, I can't even talk today, he wants to re-sign with the Vikings. He also mentioned Kansas City Chiefs and Dallas as possibilities. Notice, he's going to get all type of retweets because he mentioned Dallas. And this is a good situation to mention the Kansas City Chiefs. But I would tell him, nah, dog, don't be using us for the play on our emotions. And this would be the very much pick that the Cowboys will go out and do. They will pick him up, and that's just the reality of it. Do y'all want Patrick Peterson, who pretty much on the market right now? Do you really want him? Mike says we almost the Jets. Yay. Oh my gosh, man. I hate this team. Mr. Wright, man. Come on, baby. I know I feel you though, dog. He just using us as leverage, right? Using us. He said, man, I saw my guy Vaughn. Vaughn got paid. He mentioned Dallas. Or Dallas mentioned him. Cole, what's good, man? Law, I'm rolling. Oh, don't be rolling up something.
Smoke weed every day.
Hey, we are in an abusive relationship, man, Cole. We are in a very, very abusive relationship. It is. And let me tell you how it is. At least when Ike and Tina, when they was in that limo, and then she said, that's the best you got, Ike, and she kicked him in between his legs. He was like, ah! At least she fought back. At this point, we don't have no ability to fight back. We just got to sit there and wait and watch Will McClay do his magic, Chris Hall and all of those boys do their magic. Let's go and get Bobby Wagner. But I know the Jones will make a stupid mistake. What they do is they make it harder than what it need to be. Like it could be something as $4 to $5 million that they far part of, and they will be and moan about their $4 to $5 million because they want to make it seems or appears that they won. They want to be geniuses right now. I can't make this stuff up, Cowboy Nation. All right, Cowboy Nation. All right. My guy, King Law, Jerry, about to slap Stephen Jones. Jerry is not going to slap his son. He ain't going to do that to his son. No, he ain't going to do that. He ain't gonna do that. You know, he ain't gonna do that. They're gonna tough it out. They're gonna drink it out. They're gonna sit back. They're gonna make a few signings. No matter who we sign, it's gonna be somebody, and it may be after the draft. So that's just how it goes. It's a true statement, man. We laugh and keep from crying. But shout out to Von Miller. Hope all is well. Shout out to those who getting those deals done. Go get your paper. Cowboy Nation, that's all the time we have right now, baby. Appreciate y'all, man. One love to all y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to you, Gina. Shout out to you. Not Ike and Tina. Yeah, Gina. Come on, baby. John Doe. Man, hey, it's a circus, baby. And we entertaining. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. One love. Shout out to the front office for taking your time. Speaking of that, this front office, man, come on, man. You must be out your goddamn mind. Shout out to you, Perez. Shout out to all of the people that joined the notification squad. Shout out to those who part of this thing. Hey, don't forget, for those who make the donations to help raise this thing to a higher level and joining the membership and joining the halftime app, your name is entered into the drawings. You can't take this one off, baby. That's the playmaker, baby. Yeah. I know, fam. I know, man. This is the Cowboys way. Let me see in the chat, the Cowboys way, or hashtag the Cowboys way. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to say. I'm going to be in the senior citizen home. Yeah, you're right. Pickle to the Rick before we win. The Cowboys way, baby. Perry, Locke, appreciate you. One love to you. There we go. Go games. I need to go play some games. I got Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War. About to jump on that. How about that? Birdie says the Cowboys way. Is that a cat or a dog that's in that photo? Salute. The Cowboys way. Yeah. Cowboys way. Yeah. Sally Lawyer, appreciate you. The Cowboys way. We're going to win it our way. Oh. Wow. 3.5. Oh, I'm really. Whew. I did some film on him too. Oh, my gosh. Free smoke. Of course, the tag is Law Nation 24. Let's go. We up out of here.